So a very common thing that people must get when they start a private practice is headshots, or even if they join an existing group practice, whether it takes insurance or is private pay, headshots. Now, if you're lucky, the employer will cover it, and some platforms, like I know Rula does, they have a vendor that can help create a professional looking screenshots, and you can all do it remotely, and it's pretty cool. Now, luckily that when I joined Rula, that was actually a thing. I didn't have to pay for it, but unfortunately sometimes it's not covered. Sometimes you have to absorb the cost, and if you're new and you're starting out, especially those who are associates, they may not have the funds for like a full-on photo shoot, which can be fun, but yeah, it's not cheap. So what are some options? Now, I've seen from time to time the like ads for a kind of fairly popular headshot vendor of sorts. I think it's called Insta Headshots, and it utilizes AI. So you would upload different photos view, and then they would generate, and it doesn't cost that much, because I think a good photographer is at least $100 an hour, if not more. But it bases it on the selfies you upload. So you take different selfies inside, outdoors, and then they'll generate these headshots, and then you can pick the ones that you think would be the you'd like to use. So you're not posing for photos. It's based on your facial scan. It'll generate some pretty realistic looking headshots. So some people have a legitimate concern that, like, what's happening to the metadata? Like, are they saving it? Like, what if the data gets kind of parsed, and one of these days you see an AI generated video image of you or something being used, because it's happened with voice actors. Like, suddenly their voice is sort of like kind of stolen by an AI that synthesizes and replicates their cadence, and it's almost indistinguishable from them. Totally, that is a totally legit concern. So one way is actually taking a selfie, and there are a number of apps that are pretty affordable, such as, I think one is called YouCam Makeup, another is called Remini, another is B as in boy 612. And what you would do is you would take a selfie, and then you would there's a function when you edit the photo, and it is to turn the image into high definition, and it does a pretty good job of doing it. And on the Remini app, it has the enhance feature. You would use an existing photo, and then it would make it high definition and like very sharp image, so it looks like it was captured by a professional professional photographer, a professional camera. And it usually does the job. What I have found, though, is if you are going to take a photo and then kind of use these apps to enhance it so it does have that kind of crisp look, is that you want to take a number of photos with good lighting. And I kind of like the outdoor lighting. So you might have to get it creative. If you happen to have like a tripod that can you can use your cell phone, you can put it on the tripod, and you can kind of have like a more of you in the frame, like it's a full body shot. You can actually certainly do that. So that's kind of one do-it-yourself way to get, for at least for now, a professional looking headshot. And then over time, as one's private practice grows, or they find a really good deal on Groupon, then they can invest in some professional photos. And yeah, but so far it's kind of worked really well for a few people. And I think luckily the capacity of some of these apps, like Remini for example, can do a really good job. So use what you can, but definitely you don't want to not have a headshot, because people do want to know what the person looks like. Anyway, that was a tip that came out in the last therapist networking dinner that we had, and and it's worth a try.